Hello everybody, and welcome back to another live stream from the League of Dracula 2024. This is a match between Geo playing as the Hunters and Quincy Morris playing as Dracula. They've just done their first day's worth of actions, but that's fine. Two Dracula events, Evil Presence. I assume it was negative. I guess we'll never find out. We'll never know. I'm just getting tickets today. That's absolutely fine. I will have a co-commentator joining me very, very shortly. Yeah, welcome everybody. I'll let people sort of get into the live stream before we do sort of proper sort of introductions of permutations and all that sort of stuff. Feel free, people, to leave your feel free to say hello in the live stream chat if you're watching this live. If you're watching this back after the fact, then by all means comment below. Don't be shy. Feel free to say hi. There will be another live stream immediately after this. These players are going to be playing a double header. So, by all means, the live stream is already prepared on my channel, so just be a case of me closing down this live stream and then starting up the new one. So that will be more or less immediately after this game has been completed. Hello everybody. Welcome to this Sunday afternoon, evening, is it morning anywhere? Potentially. I guess if you're on the very western coast of the US, it might still be morning. Hello everybody, hope you've had a good Sunday so far, hope you've had a good weekend. Some more Fear of Dracula action for you here. So feel free to say hello if you're in the chat. We'll read out your comments. Feel free to put in predictions too where you think Dracula is. Sorry if you hear munching. I'm trying to eat my dinner at the same time. I'll try and keep that to a minimum. I'll set my stall out. I'll probably have to repeat this when my co-commentator comes in, but I'm going to set my stall out immediately. Hi, Gyro. Athens. Very good. Very good. Athens, very possibly. Let's see. I'm going to set my stall out immediately for these two games. I want Geo to win. Nothing personal against Quincy Morris at all. You know, Geo was my teammate in the Immortal Invitational, so we always root for each other. Unless we play against each other, that'll be the only time. But we always root for each other. The Catalan crew have to stay close together, you know, support each other in our endeavors to keep winning games of Fear of Dracula. And also, I've also got a selfish reason for wanting Geo to win, because Geo was one of my opponents earlier on in the tournament. Any wins that Geo gets automatically increases my medium Buckholt score. And at the moment, I'm going to be, unless I lose all my games in the fourth phase, I'm going to be in a really close battle with Snuffleupagus and Pizza Wizard for the top 3 places. Unless, of course, I lose all the games, and then I'll suddenly find myself in 4th or 5th or 6th or something like that. So yeah, any additional, you know, points for medium Buckholts that can get me closer to Pizza Wizard's score and get further ahead of Snuffleupagus' score would be great. Obviously, wins are the most important, and I'm currently 1 win behind both Snuff and Pizza Wizard. But you never know, we could end up even at the end of the 4th phase. Who knows what's going to happen. So any sort of medium Buckholt's advantage I can get, and also then it helps me if I end up tied with people, you know, in 4th or 5th or something like that. You know, any sort of advantage I can get now will be better for me. So yeah, I want Geo to win for, you know, friendship reasons, but also for selfish reasons too. Got Hide Scouts on Mina. Okay, that might give you an idea who the co-commentator is. We got a newspaper reports on Mina and a state. Oh no, Surprising Return. Sorry, not Hide Scouts. Surprising Return. Oh, and he found him. Southern Italy. Good Scouts. And that is the legendary Roscoe who has joined us, unless somebody has just jumped into the chat. Hey, Roscoe.
Hello. Sorry for the tardiness. I'm joining you today from Tottenham.
Are you?
I'm in a hotel.
Oh.
Yeah, I was down the Chicago Bears were playing over at the Spurs Stadium, so I've been at the game, so my voice is a little bit rough. Been shouting for an hour, so I thought I'd jump on before going out later on for some food. So, hello
Decent.
everyone.
Hello. Well, hello from Tottenham. I mean, poor you as an Arsenal fan. That's probably the worst place to be, but fair enough.
I'm an Everton fan.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So yeah, but the Bears won, so that was good.
Well, was it actually in the Hotspur Stadium?
Yeah, they changed it between Wembley and Spurs Stadium.
Oh wow, decent. I mean,
and then actually they're doing Munich for the next one, so they're expanding it out.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
How is I've heard that, to be fair, I have heard good things about that stadium. Is it decent?
Oh, crazy, mate. It's like, yeah, it's just anything you could live there. It's got everything you could expect, and it's Wembley's a nice stadium, but the area is kind of what it is. But the area all around it, Harrow and everywhere, is just a nicer part. It's easy to get to as well. So yeah, it was good. So I thought I'd jump on. I've paid extra for the premium Wi-Fi in the hotel, so I'll put that in my invoice to you. And never expect to get paid. And I thought, yeah, I'll jump in and see what's going on. So I've just jumped in the game and see Dracula's been revealed already.
Yeah, there's literally just a hide scout. Mina drew it. It was the last day action just now. Yep, Naples and the hides. That's a double whammy, against Dracula there. So yeah, good going by Gio. So I set my stall out. I don't know how you feel about, I mean, you normally want Dracula to win. I've set my stall out. These two are playing a double header, and I want Gio to win both, just because of Catalan. Gotta stay. We gotta stay together, and also the fact he was my teammate in more invitational, and also selfishly it helps me if Gio wins more games because I get a boost to my medium Buckholz score. So there's lots of reasons why I want Gio to win this. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll stick with Drac because I'm sure Quincy doesn't. It'll go all against everything he knows that he probably doesn't want to win as Dracula, but he's forced his hand into it. So I'll support. You've got to Drac's a man. So I'll support Drac just to make it because I'm completely impartial. So I'll go Dracula and you can go the Hunters.
That's absolutely fine. Obviously, when the reverse match comes in, I'll be wanting Dracula to win then. But it's absolutely mental, by the way. So we're at the end of the third phase. We've only got 3 games left. We've got this game, then the reverse matchup, and then another one between JB Philly and Burke Marley, which should be played tomorrow, fingers crossed. Just 3 games out of 36 left to play, and these 3 games can influence 9 of the positions in the league table.
Wow.
Absolutely, it's so close, right? It's just, I mean, who needs the jeopardy of elimination from like little groups when suddenly you can find yourself in a really tight battle throughout the entirety of the league? It's obviously crazy stuff.
That's brilliant. That's really worked out well then. So yeah, it's good. So there'll be a lot of eyes on this match with varying degrees of who they want to win because of the same position as you, that how it'll benefit them.
Right, exactly. I mean, to put it in perspective, where's that league table that I sent you yesterday? Quincy, for example.
Oh yeah, I've got that somewhere.
Could go as high as 7th, because Quincy could end after these 2 matches. Could end up anywhere between 7th and 12th.
Right.
So 5 different positions in it.
And he was 11th when you sent me through because he was 10. So these will be the 2 games to bring him up to 12.
Right, exactly. These are 2 missing games. Went 1-1 against Spencer Wolfhart. So yeah, we'll have to see. I'm kind of surprised that Gio opted to put Hunters in first. Maybe just went as per the scheduling and the calendar. Went, oh well, I'm Hunters first. I'll just play the Hunter game first. We know Gio's a good Dracula, so it'll be interesting to see how Quincy deals with that. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's interesting that how your decision when you do that. If you've got a stronger faction that you are, for example, Gio with Drac and myself to a degree, because we all know my relationship with the Hunters, do you play your weaker hand first, with the view of you're going to end strong, or would you
Right.
try and play your strongest hand first to get the lead?
Right. Especially when you're playing like in a back-to-back kind of situation like this. Maybe the way you might want to do it is if you lose, if you play your weaker faction first and you lose it, you'll be like, oh, it doesn't matter because I'm going on to my stronger faction now. I'd rather
Yeah.
get my stronger faction out of the way first just to give me more confidence. But then if you lose it, then that's a problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. You kind of go right now and relying on my, my weaker faction. But yeah, it's interesting. It's like same as in football with the penalty takers. Do you put your strongest one first, or do you put them at the end? But it could be academic that if they take
Yeah.
their shot last, and you've already lost. What's the
Right.
point?
Yeah. Good point.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
point.
interesting. So he's moved Godalming. That's good. He's moved down to block off that potential jump up from Naples.
Wants to try and deal with this thing very early. Issue is this is kind of a thing that's been other players have done. I did it against Mr. Green and Pizza Wizard, that you're now leaving the East quite open. I mean, Mina can't really deal with these on her own. So yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful. But I mean, you have to move Godalming down, but
Yeah.
because he can resupply if he has the wrong stuff. But then you're leaving the East open. Seward's far away. Van Helsing's far away. It's
I guess so. Then, if you are leaving, it then eliminates any confusion of where Dracula is going. If the east is the one way to go, he's either got to try and come out of the boot and get around them, or do this and go to sea. So you know that he's in the Mediterranean, but
Right.
then if he goes to seas, then he's either going to face Seward or as you say, Ionian, and then it frees up the east. But yeah, and I guess no, what Quincy's like the Hyde will be a delay card, and Naples maybe a Folks or something. So if Godalming can get the right equipment, and of course Quincy won't. I like the game we saw yesterday. Quincy won't forget to play whatever's on Hyde.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we'll definitely ambush with the hide card. Yeah, and hopefully Geo will not search the hide card unnecessarily. But
Yeah.
that still makes me chuckle. I don't know if you saw Andrezot put a meme in the
No.
in the community. I'll ping it to you on. I'll ping the link on Discord. You can see it later on. But yeah, he made a meme about it, which I thought was quite funny. Not many people in the live stream right now. I know Gyro's here. Hello, Gyro. I think just because it's just the time of day. It's like kind of a early afternoon slot for Americans. I know people might be off about doing different things.
Hey, Gyro. Thanks for joining. I enjoyed Gyro and PW's chat yesterday. That was a good stream.
It was a very good stream.
So here with Seward, he's moved Seward now. What would be your take on this? Would you keep Seward where he is and supply more in the view of it's probably going to deter Drac from moving there? Because if Seward moves too far, then obviously it opens up east or west for Dracula. What would you do?
I also missed that. How did Seward move? Did he fast horse his way there, or he just moved normally?
Yeah, I missed that too.
If he horsed there, that's very unfortunate. If he doesn't have horses and he just moved normally, I really don't like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just supply than try and get a 3-2 ticket at night to go up to Paris. I really don't like just moving once when you don't have horses. But if you got horses and they're rolling slow, then fair enough. If we've missed that, that's fine. But I don't like this movement. At this moment, you're not under huge pressure to be moving with Seward. I'd rather just keep supplying a little bit.
And then Drac's taking free damage while he's at sea anyway. So you could always draw Rufus or somebody while you're supplying, just to be a bit more damage. But yeah.
Mina has a surprising return, by the way. So if an ally does get drawn, do not be surprised if Geo just searches regardless of what the ally is, because there's the surprising return to bring it back. No allies drawn. There's an evil presence. I assume it would have had to be negative because of where Dracula is. Quite a lot of Dracula cards. 7 Dracula cards out of... Well, the hands have moved a little bit. How many supplies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 20, 18 supplies, I think. Or maybe 17 supplies with moving. It's a little bit more than average, but no rumor though.
No,
'Cause-
yeah, no rumor. Which again makes you think it might just be a hoax with a delay.
right. It's very possible. Yeah, there could be a fighting
Especially
vampire
with
behind
those
it,
round. Yeah. Yeah.
or just soul or something. Hello, people. I see there are more people in the live stream watching this game now. I see all 7 of you, or 6, because I'm one of them. Feel free to say hi in the chat. I know Gyro was here before. I don't know if Gyro's still here. Gyro's just listening. That's absolutely fine. You can lurk if you want to. You don't have to say hi.
Word's got around it. Word's got around that I've joined the commentary, obviously.
Exactly. Okay.
Right,
Saboteur.
so that one's delayed. Okay, but you'll still get no cards revealed, right?
Ooh.
But you'll still get to check Naples.
Right. That means then he'll search it and he'll be delayed a second time. But he's got time to deal with the other thing in Barry's. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very this is old meta stuff with Saboteur, but hey, it can work. Okay.
So
now
yeah,
Sue's
to Seward, I would guess must have just moved to Saragossa because he's obviously railing now, so he's not got the tickets to risk a one move of fast horses.
right. I mean,
So that's fine. I don't mind Marseille because he's obviously landed, so yeah, you're okay. Now check Cagliari now then. Okay.
ooh, spicy. So he is in Venice or Genoa
Interesting.
or Rome. No, it can't be in Rome because
Yeah.
wait, where did
Yeah, he
Gadami
could have
go
gone.
from?
Oh, no.
Gadami went to Florence, right? Oh, he could be in Rome, but that'd be very risky. He could be in Venice now. Oh, that's a good hide scouts.
Yeah, not landed in Verona.
Oi, oi.
Is he?
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope Gio knows what he's doing.
Uh-oh.
Going into a one-on-one combat like this. I hope you have a heroic leap or an escape route or something. Dracula has wolf form. So wolf form,
Yeah.
Zagreb would be pretty good, especially if Mina does not have horse. Sue doesn't have horse. Yeah, gotta be a little bit careful here. Escape is bad would also be pretty bad from here.
Oh yeah, Skipper's back, then the wolf form. Oof.
Yeah. You get all the way to like Klausenburg. And even if the hunters know that's where you're going, they can Mina must have you don't heroic route. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Escape leap. I mean, why you don't move Mina in here unless you've got something
Yeah.
to get out of this combat one way or the other. Maybe she has a holy circle.
Holy circle. Yeah, holy circle. Maybe try the escape, and then you play the holy circle.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
See now. All right.
punch.
Okay. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm always of that opinion still. Though, if Drax revealed this early, I would have the next move is to get Van Helsing over to the mainland, so to speak, and then you've got full access with the hunter.
Right. But then at the same time, if Van Helsing had moved, they wouldn't have got that hired scouts to find out that information. And someone could have been sent all the way down to Valona for no reason. So
Well, yeah.
It's just it depends on how you want to play it, I suppose.
Yeah,
Point for the
I guess.
point for Drac. Drac's on the board. But Mina's out, so she could heroic leap, and she'd be safe, and she'd be able to heal up to 3. And that'd be harder for Dracula to kill during the day. Problem is she has no other event apart from the thing that's hidden. We've got the surprising return, so if she has to use... I mean, if she has Holy Circle, okay. That would be fine. I don't know how much I like this.
You'd like to think she would. I mean, as you say, knowing that it's going to be one of two and she jumps on him, she must have something to get out.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, I just don't like this because even if you do have a Holy Circle, well, who cares? Dracula can now wolf form to Zagreb, and then Mina's going to take at least 2 moves to get there.
Yeah, I think if he had it, he would have played it. You would play it round 1 just to then get out before Drac can get an escape his bat.
Right. Unless you have it, because then you just play the escape his bat round, and that will do the trick. Unless you're able to like bait Dracula. Maybe she has like something like a knife, maybe double knife, and oh, she has a stake, doesn't she? So she could have like stake, knife, holy circle, fangs is good. Oh,
Ow! Too eager. Too
that's
eager.
brutal. That's absolutely
Yeah.
brutal.
Some battles you just hang fire. I think it was a bit too eager to jump in there, especially without Mina again. Well,
So
you're controlling Mina, mate.
right, but the reason why that is because in the game where Gio's playing as Hunters against Spencer, Mina died twice.
Oh,
It was mental. She died. Oh yeah, she got fogged in Lisbon where Dracula was, and Dracula then took the fights, killed Mina. Mina spawned in Madrid, and because of the way the trail was set up, um, she just walked out of the hospital into Madrid,
yeah.
got hit by bats, and got pushed back into a vampire or Dracula, and then she died again, and that was it. GG. It was absolutely disgusting. So that's why you
Oh.
say Mina again. Mina's died 3 times in 2 games for Geo. Absolutely brutal.
So now you see, hang on, 1, 2, what? Yeah, he's got Dracula to put her in Rome or in 11. So if he's wanting to rule from east, he can put her into Rome and keep her further away from him.
Yeah, yeah.
Or he sticks her into 11, but then he's going to be on, obviously, maybe trying to. Do you want to jump on and do it again? I don't know. She'd have no items.
You need
You'd have to rule form and then up to 11.
right, and once if Mina moves out of the hospital, in time, right? Because she can move out of the hospital while Dracula's in Vienna, as a random example.
Yeah.
So Dracula can't place an encounter. If you had like some sort of like, if you could put, I mean, if Mina stayed in the hospital one day, you could put a vampire in Vienna, put bats in Budapest, and punt her backwards into the vampire when she walks out. Oh, Godami didn't even
Yeah.
check Naples. Interesting. I guess he doesn't want to lose the day action, but it's all the same, I think. Unless he had something else, but I didn't know what Godami did on his turn. I was just reeling from the Mina death. Yeah, just too eager to try and kill there, I think. I mean, it worked, like, Heavenly Host on Mina can work, because you're not expecting it, but I think it's also the fact that Dracula took C damage, so he's incentivized to Fang. Oh, she had a rifle. Ah, in Rome.
Right, Rome. Yeah, that makes sense.
Just gives a free passage east. Yep. Yep, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And I mean, to be fair, if Stuart hasn't got fast horses, let's assume, he could even just go to Munich now and then rule form even further. He doesn't have to go now to Zagreb because the urgency is not there.
Right. He
So
hasn't
you
even.
could move to Munich and lay down someone else.
Well, that's what he's done. He's moved normally. There's no wolf form,
Well,
which makes
yeah,
sense.
that's
It's
it now.
clearly
Yeah.
evaluated Seward's movement. Seward cannot get there without a chartered carriage. Would you use chartered carriage in this situation for another one-on-one fight? Probably not. So, oh, now Godalming is day supplying, but then you're gonna be delayed tomorrow from the Saboteur. That doesn't make sense. I don't think.
I guess unless he picks up, unless he picks up a dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hell of a card to get rid of just to remove that. You just want to get rid of Naples. I'm sure you got say you got a steak and a dogs there, but yeah, you're right. I would just if you got the steak, get rid of Naples, take the delay.
Just do it now. Take the delay at night, and then you can move on the day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rather than now missing a day turn. I know you're getting a supply in, but I don't think it's worth it. 3 dogs in discard, by the way.
All right.
The problem is that,
supplying.
I mean, even if there's just like oh, I mean that's it's you kind of know where he is. Unfortunately, you need this after the wolf form. That's 3 hired scouts, very early, very early.
Yeah, Munich's fine. That's okay.
How many stakes have been discarded? 1 from the death. That's it. Even if you just have like a reckless in Bari, and if Godalming can't deal with it, sold the rumor token, just mature that, and you're suddenly up to 8 points already. At the beginning of second week.
Yeah.
You gotta be so careful the one-on-one, especially with Mina, who's weakened. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if it worked, we'd be like, oh, well, that went well. But the thing is, even if you get the Heavenly Host off, Dracula could just fang you on your way out when you try to escape the next day, and then
Yeah.
you've only done 2 damage to him, and you're in a small city. You have to backtrack to Milan to then resupply. I just don't like that movement.
No,
That's just
no, I'd have
me.
been, yeah. She'd be better off staying in Vienna and just, at least staying there, it forces him to make a decision where he wants to go if he is going to rule form.
Right. Right.
But yeah, not jumping, yeah, no. That's like a bit too. Because like you say, it wouldn't have even killed him, even with a heroic leap, right? Hopes is gone, that's fine.
Had used a stake for it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been there, no cards revealed.
I'm surprised he used a stake for that, because he's going to get delayed anyway by the saboteurs. It's not like you're benefiting from using the stake.
Unless he was concerned that if it was a fighting vampire, he would have had a night fight, and you don't want to get another Godalming bitten. Or not, it would have mattered. Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose.
Especially, there's a guaranteed reckless vampire with a rumor that you have to deal with. Sure, still good supply, but one's with Van Helsing has now got 2 stakes.
Yeah. Van Helsing's on his way over. Stewart, yeah. And of course, while they're doing all this and getting moved around again, they've not been supplying a lot. So
No.
that helps Dracula as well. But yeah, that
Meters
early
in
death with the bite is, yeah.
If you're not equipped, I think that's the thing, like, you can take an early fight, but you have to then know you've got follow-up.
Yeah.
Just taking an early fight and then having to sit around and supplying for a few days is not great either. If you could get him into a really bad fight in Venice, make sure he doesn't escape his bat, and then suddenly then you could potentially get Sewarded on him, and then Mina again on a 2-on-1 if he tries to be greedy by going to Munich, then, you know, you're laughing then. But at this stage now, yeah, Mina's further away from wherever Dracula's wolf formed to. Doesn't matter if he's gone into northern Germany or the east, or is trying to maybe be sneaky and try and cut across Van Helsing's trail and go down to Iberia. Very unlikely, but, you know, Mina's far away from all that. It's not impossible, of course. There's a lot of games still to play, but that's not the kind of start you want to be.
Yeah, Venice has to get taken care of. But the thing is, even if Barry is, say an aristocratic, you've got to clear all these ones because that's another 4 points anyway. So you could look at it and say, well, mature the aristocratic and Barry if they don't check it, because then you're still going to be on 8 points this early in the game, which isn't bad. It does obviously allow a lot of the game is still to go, and that allows the hunters to get all the better cut. At least Mina's not, bar the Heavenly Host, she's not lost, detrimental cards, let's say. Well, we don't know what she had, I suppose, but surprising return we knew because she had as God and one other event card, but
the problem is with that play, because as soon as you get mesmerized first turn, even if you like, Dracula's gonna try to fang you, and then so what if he absorbs, if he tanks the Heavenly Host, but he plays plotting?
Yeah,
he can then just fang you back after. You got no anti-fang. I mean, I know Dracula doesn't know that, but you don't have any anti-fang to counter him at all. If you're hiding a knife, you might be able to then work around it somehow, or crucifix, as Gyro was saying, right? Crucifix would also be quite good there, right? I think if you're going to try and play that, I think you have to throw out a Heavenly Host first turn, because there's just too much risk you get mesmerized. And then you're in real danger. But then, of course, typical Dracula plays Fangs first round, right? I've done that before. I'm like, I'll just flippantly throw out a Fangs to try and get 2 health back, and then suddenly you catch a Heavenly Host. We have a newspaper reports on Mina. So, it is what it is. As Hannah's just going to try and regroup, supply up as much as possible, deal with Venice quickly. So you just know, right, there's no rheumatome to deal with. We're safe from that. If they don't have horses, that's even the thing too, like, if you don't have horses, just don't even try and take early fights where Dracula can suddenly get really far away from you. Just keep supplying up. If Mina was stuck in Vienna, yeah, sure, Dracula could wolf form past her. But it's quite risky then. If suddenly you just get an evil presence and you catch him in Zagreb or something. where would you go if you were Dracula here? Would you just play the sort of the quote unquote predictable move and just go east here from Munich? How would you play this?
I think you'd have. Yeah, I think I probably would. I'd probably just do like rule 4 to the 53 to get that distance, put down more. I mean, there's still a lot of trail to go as well. Lay some more, get all that down, get the distance away. I mean, the other option is going north into Germany. Now Van Helsing's evacuated the UK, but you don't want to be going back in there and being stuck on the UK. It's always a problem. You tend to find when there's always that risk of complacency drops in when you think, right, the hunters, they're stuck, they've lost it. I've got, I'll just do this and try and do that, and it can make Dracula maybe a bit more less focused, or let me try something different. It's like, no, keep playing your normal way, because we all know the hunters can be on it very quickly.
Right.
Gaddafi could get excellent weather, jumping 55. Stewart could get fast horses, being 59. All of a sudden, you've got another 2-on-1 there. So, Van Helsing, as I say, now he's landed. That's fine. It kind of rules out trying to do a Munich to Marseille now that Stewart's gone, or going backtracking past him. I guess one thing that does allow more movement for Dracula is knowing that the hired scouts have been used and an evil presence.
Right.
So you've got that freedom to a certain extent that, okay, you can try and do a little bit of Harlem Shuffle pass because you don't have to worry about them checking Marseille. But
oh, well, are you going to check Marseille now? No.
Yeah, I think checking that's fine. Yeah.
But I mean, Dracula could also be like, well, Van Helsing's now vacated Britannica, has also gone even further, going down to Marseille. I could just hop across into Britannica now for a bit, which would be great. But then just imagine if suddenly a CG comes down when you're not expecting it, especially with no wolf form. It was only a mob.
All right.
Probably good thing to check, because otherwise you'd have 3 hunters getting hit. I mean, Mina wouldn't get hit by much.
Yeah, that's fine. And he only had 2, so yeah, 2 item cards off Kadaming, and he's got the full health, 11 health. So nothing major there. He's back on the trail. So yeah, he needs to. But then now, yeah, it's like, do you risk? What does he do now? He's stuck in the boot. Does he want to go across to Valona and hope that Drac's gone east, or try and work your way back up? Either way, 2 hunters are pretty much out of commission.
Yeah,
they need to supply to try and get the cards they want. Venice has to be dealt with, as you said. Yeah.
Hey,
so there's an example, like you said, it's like, sometimes you'll see games where Dracula's revealed quickly, and all of a sudden, like last night with Androzot and Landstedt, where he was revealed on day 4, I think it was, or day 5, maybe newspaper or something. Yep. But then the hunters were clearing up the trail immediately. Nothing matured, and you're like, oh, this is tight for Dracula. Yep. And there's other times when you get revealed day 2, but really, as we saw there, the hunters probably weren't fully equipped to deal with him. So you do have that luxury of moving around, and you just don't know. It just depends how lucky the hunters get with the cards they've drawn so far.
Agreed. I think in a situation like this where you find Dracula early, there's almost like that temptation of, oh, I need to pull the trigger. Oh, I need to go.
Yeah.
But I think you actually just consolidate. Yeah, if you want to send Godalming down to deal with those 2-3 encounters, fine, go for it. But consolidate, get supplying up. Don't leave this corridor open. That's the problem. The minute that Mina moves down, this corridor is completely open.
Yeah.
Androzot is in the chat. Hello, Androzot.
Hi, Androzot. Kyle, come and stay.
I go east or north, says Androzot.
Hope your mum was proud of your win last night.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Say hi from us.
Yeah. Oh, we got to watch our language again now. Oh, fucking hell.
I mean, north is great, but the problem is, it's just you're on rail line. I think you just take full advantage here. You play the predictable thing and go east, because you've established that for now, at least, the hunters do not have great movement. Take advantage of that. They're gonna have to deal with now 2 rumor tokens, not 1. And even if you do go into the east and have to leave by sea eventually, but look, you're going to have a massive week-long trail you're going to have to deal with, and that's a lot of stuff for the hunters to deal with. They've been beaten up along the way.
He didn't ambush Seward with the Reckless.
Yeah, that's interesting. I assume Sud has a
I mean,
stake. He wouldn't be going on here if he doesn't have
yeah,
a stake.
yeah, you would have ambushed that. At least a chance, like I said, of getting an extra point for the bite.
Yeah, yeah. But then you got another one after Munich, and goodness knows. I mean, yeah, it could be Szeged, Sarajevo, Budapest, Leipzig, Prague, Frankfurt. You know, there's a lot of places that Rumoto could be in. I assume it's going to be like what you said, Szeged, maybe 53 or Sarajevo, but I mean, the Huns are going to have. They're going to have to move essentially every day without horses to get there in time, and that's not a position you want to be in. Imagine there's now bats in Munich. That just makes it 10 times worse. Ugh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah. Would have been nice if Van Helsing drew the local rumours, because that kind of would wipe out your 54, 15, 24. Had he tried to go around Galia.
Right, if Dracula's trying to be sneaky and going like what Gyro calls the Dracula Highway, Strasbourg, Geneva, Clermont-Ferrand, Toulouse. Yeah.
I mean, that's six. That's 6 locations that would have ruled out if Van Helsing drew it. But
yeah, I don't think as Dracula here you play sneaky. You're just asking for trouble.
No, and I think Quincy's gameplay we've seen. He's not a particular sneaky player as Dracula. He tends to try. He can be guilty of staying too long in one place before jumping, because we've seen him. There's been a few games in the past when I've played in that where he'll stay in Spain, maybe one turn too long, and then it's a 3-on-1, and I've killed him. So, but I think this is going to be just straightforward, nice and simple. Szeged, 28, 20, and just lay them all around the castle, and then work your way down, probably down, to the coast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you're looking at Godalming and Mina start moving out of Italy, you've then got the chance of going Bologna back to Italy.
With all these layers. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Quincy's been caught before. I remember there's a game from the previous league where Ondra killed him within a week, I think, because he just was trying to be sneaky, dancing around 3 or 4 hunters, and just got walloped really, really hard. And I think it's in a situation like that where we were talking about it in the Jari was talking about it last night. I went back to listen to the commentary that him and Pizza Wizard did very well, and just talking about how when do you play sneaky, and like it's not. I'm not saying it's a. I mean, this is a sneaky move. Going to Venice rather than Verona is the sneaky move. Dracula didn't get punished for it because Mina died, so you've played your sneaky move, and now you play standard because you got a huge advantage off that. You don't need to play sneaky anymore. It's not necessary now. Maybe later on, towards the 4th week, maybe to evade a hunter, you might need to play sneaky. But I think now for the next sort of, week or so, Dracula's gonna, including the time that's already been put down, next 10 days more or less, Dracula's gonna be playing very standard. And I like the route that you were saying. Go around the castle. If you got time, maybe to go to Black Sea Coast. Okay. If not, go down Ionian Coast. Try and take advantage of going back to these layers in Italy, maybe. If it will potentially work for you. Seward still didn't search.
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't search last night, which makes think he hasn't got a stake, so now he's going to have to take the day fight with him.
Unless you got planned ambush with heavily hose and knife, but even then it's still not guaranteed.
No. Yeah, true. What Jairo was saying last night is correct. It's like 80, well, as he said, and he used to get himself a new calculator, 81% of the time you don't do this, and 24% the other time you do. So apparently, 112% of the time you don't. He's right. It's like if you're known to be right, you always do this, then people start to assume it. But then you then play basic, because if you do cultivate that reputation that you are going to be sneaky, it then does open up for you to just do the norm. So it's interesting to see what you would. There's all right. Hire scouts. Okay, that's handy.
All of them, but that's really handy. That's really, really handy.
I mean, I would do a 53 in a Nuremberg, perhaps, or Sarajevo. Yep. Right. Okay.
I think checking the 2 most eastern locations, because then the other one you could rule out with just a 2 rail move potentially. I think that's a good high scouts move there.
So and he's found. So okay.
But still, I mean, maybe you can create a slightly longer trail, because you go Sarajevo, Belgrade, around the castle, and then back down through Sofia. So I think all in all, I think actually staying off the rail line for the rumor token is probably the best thing to have done.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the hunters can
Especially-
stop this in time.
No, well, especially when you know, yeah, the hunters, you know, they haven't got fast horses, but they're stuck with movement.
Oh, that looks like holy bullets to me. Oh.
So yeah, this is, and obviously Van Helsing, you assume, hasn't got a stake because he could have got there in time to take care of this.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean the. Aldrizot says, I suggest Dracula should hide and then ambush with the other card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Aldrizot.
yeah.
You did that and you've got a 100% win rate. Oh, I love it.
That's
Very
the
well.
new meta. Yeah, play hide, but don't ambush with it.
This is just telegraphing so much. He has holy bullets.
Yeah.
And Quincy's going to play around it. Yeah, well played, Andrazot. 4-0. You're the only player who's going to be 4-0 from this phase. Very well done. You are in strong contention for knockouts now. You're not in knockout part yet. Oh, knife. Oh. I mean, good combat by Quincy. He played everything he had to.
I know he knows what Seward has. It's going to be a night fight unless Van Helsing. Well, you can't even get to it. Yeah, as you said. So
He used Charlie Carter's sense of emergency, and that feels awful. Just for that.
oh yeah, especially when you've got Sarajevo to deal with after. I don't. Yeah, well, here's the other question that is age old. Do you let, because Venice matures? All right, he's going to get what, 7 points, which isn't good. But then it means that you can start moving to try and get into location for Dracula, or do you just try and fight this, and then you've got to do it again in Sarajevo after wasting energy and items on there? Plus, they're not going to get Sarajevo unless they have got a movement card or fast horses.
Yeah. No, they won't get.
And
They'll
you know
need
what
sense
Munich's
of
going to be?
emergency. Yeah.
Yeah, Munich could be a delay card, or
Oh, can you imagine? Imagine it's a bats or something.
yeah.
Yeah. This just feels like. I mean, okay, we can talk about the Mina death all we want, but it just seems like items have not fallen for the hunters. That's what it seems like to me. But the issue is, because of the Mina death, you've accelerated the game. I mean, sure, giving up 7 points on the Venice thing would not be ideal, but Mina had a stake, right? So, if, worst case scenario, Mina could just rail down, deal with it. Okay, so even if Dracula is still hanging around in the east, if he does wolf form past Mina, okay, but you deal with the rumor then, and it buys you some time to think, and you haven't given up 4 points. Well, I mean, there's 3 points from the Mina death. So let's say 3 points, because you need to get fanged by Reckless. There's no shame in that. So that 3 points is really critical, because without a vampire lair, Dracula can just do whatever he wants until the final week and just land. Just anywhere and wins. This is really scary stuff. I assume. Well, I'm going to say that Dracula. Well, I'm going to say that Sud actually has a heavily host. He's going to try and play it. And Dracula's going to be thinking he's going to be playing Holy Bullets, but.
Here come the fangs, here comes the... He's not going to do it twice. Oh, what are you...
Oh, he could have played Holy Bullets. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that I just could see that coming from a mile away. Oh, wow. That is horrific. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Because that's what I would do. If you see a hunter trying to play Holy Bullets during the day, and they're just doing that over and over, there's only the only other strategy is Heavenly Host, right?
Yeah, it's too... Yeah, oh dear.
Oh, he didn't even draw strength. He thought you're going to play gun, but I didn't draw strength.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a bit... Yeah, what else would you do with that?
When it rains, it pours, eh? Goodness.
Well, this kind of answers the question now. Does he turn Venice into a layer and hope that, and then rely on Sarajevo to mature? Because you know that what they have really, Sarajevo could still be another one, or do you just take the? I think you just take the 7 points, get your wolf form back early.
Yeah, I guess it depends what house. I guess it depends on what get. I mean, yeah, there's probably a vampire that gets wiped. If it's an aristocratic, okay, maybe he doesn't care. I guess it depends what house Munich and then the thing after Sarajevo is. But honestly, like, it's kind of what happened to me against Mr. Green, right? Mr. Green just suddenly died with Suud and Sofia, and I was able to mature the thing in Naples. I'm like, I'm not going to say no to 11 points this early. I don't think you have to be
No.
overly clever here. If this was not rumored, even if it was rumored, I might take it, honestly. I don't know. That's a tough one. Because
I mean, you're
imagine
saying,
if it's an aristocratic in Sarajevo and then he sends emergencies onto it, like, oh crap, I've got no points now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've got nothing. Again, though, this is why having the 4 points this early may make some Dracula players think, well, I've got four. I could layer this, try and get Sarajevo, try and get a bit more of a layer down. There's another other layer that if you do go Valona, you could then decide, well, I could go back to Italy and effectively hit 3 layers, depending on what your tactics are. But I mean, Gdabbing and Mina haven't moved from Rome since he jumped on them, so they've not made any real efforts to, and you say about the items, but if you look at it, I mean, there's only 6 left in the deck, and really the items discarded, it's nothing, there was a knife and a heavily hosed, but the rest has just been dogs, garlics, pistols, or 2 heavily hosed.
Yeah,
So,
normal
it's not
stuff.
like they've been discarding knives, anything major. So you'd assume their hands are pretty decent. They just need to.
It's very possible that the three fast horses are at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, you assume they've not got any, or I guess
I
they're all close enough that if a hunter had 2 on them, they could do a swap. They're not that far apart that somebody's going to be dragging around an extra one. But yeah,
I
he's
think the thing
matured
is,
that. Yep, that's
if
fine.
if if it is generally the case that all the horses are at the bottom, which it can easily happen, I've had it to mean it sucks. But then, as a hunter, then you need to make a critical decision very quickly. Do you just stay input and say, I'm going to supply my way through this deck to get these horses, and if things start maturing, I don't care? Or
Mm-hmm.
do you then go, sod it, I'm going to use rail for everything?
Mm-hmm.
Sod the economy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to rail my way around this map for a bit until I can get horses and just supply up with a couple of hunters. If you do like a halfway house situation, it
Yeah,
gets even worse. But I think, yeah,
yeah. You got
the,
to
the,
you got to commit one or the other. If it's, as you say, if it's half-assed, you don't do anything that
yeah,
you need to. I mean, if you look at Godalming, if he'd gone from Bari and just taken the slow boat to Valona anyway, and Dracula was in Sarajevo, all of a sudden you've got a hunter down there, and the
mm,
east is not as open as it is now.
right.
So, plus he could have got to Sarajevo to deal with that other one if he had to. Sitting in Rome with Mina, unless she had hypnosis, I think there's a way. You could have been supplying and or at least moving proactively rather than doing what they still have obviously haven't picked up any fast
I know.
movement yet.
I know what it takes is just imagine that you move Gadami over to Valona. Dracula then gets a little bit spooked, maybe mismoves, and then Gadami just plows into him. You never know, he
Yeah,
might be suddenly carrying Lucy's Revenge and planned ambush and
yeah,
things, and then suddenly Dracula gets beaten up a bit. Does he want to go to the castle? Maybe not. I don't know. I think maturing the vampire in Venice makes sense as well, because then if there's a vampire on the first encounter on the trail as we see it now, it matures faster. So he's
yeah.
just putting the hunters under way more pressure, because he can't let anything mature now. So it's not the 7 points that has cost him the game. It was the death on Mina that is kind of. I mean, it's not GG yet, obviously, but that's the killer. Those 3 points were the killer, not the 7 points in Venice.
Well, there's a fast horses on Seward, which is revealed now because he's bitten. So there's one fast horses at least.
Right. But he's gonna have
If
to,
he
unless
trades, if he trades tonight, then maybe he's got two, and Van Helsing wants one.
yep. Or Van Helsing should probably just give good items to Seward, send Seward away
Yeah,
so he can start dealing with this trail as soon as possible, and Van Helsing just resupplies up. You don't want to have like half and half hunters here. You don't want Seward moving in with a down an item. Um, yes,
I
sod
wonder.
it.
I wonder why Gdabbing and Mina moved from blood transfusion. Well, okay, yeah,
Hey!
top tier.
Top tier card. I think we've now seen every card in the tournament now. Nice. Sorry, say again, what was the thing you were debating?
Oh yeah, so yeah, why? I mean, Venice wasn't a layer. You know he's in the east, but you're going further away into Genoa. Unless is he plan? Is he? I don't know. I don't know why you just move. You know, you'd want to try and.
Because there's no rail line to Venice directly. That's the problem. If you want to stay on the rail line, you're gonna have to.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I bet he's gonna rail up to Vienna tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. There's no
That's the
rails from
problem.
the.
No,
So
there's
yeah,
only a
you're right. There's a
road.
fast postage revealed on Stewart, and yeah, you could be right. The other two could just be bottom of the deck, but
Which is unlucky, but then I say this to, it doesn't matter if you're playing Hunters or Dracula, you have to adapt to the situation you're in. If you
yeah,
realize that the horses are not cooperating, you need to make a really clear decision and say, I'm going to commit to rails only, or I'm going to supply, and I don't care if Dracula matures a vampire or whatever, or if in a case like this where Mina was really close to deal with it, she could deal with it. I'm just going to just supply my way through the deck, get horses, and then chase him and be really equipped later. It seems like Geo's kind of try to do half and half, and that's not often, that doesn't work that way.
no.
You have to do one or the other, not try and do a halfway house. But yeah, Mina dying was really crucial here.
Is this when you guys were playing in the tag? Is this indicative of Geo's play? Like, does he has he had games before where he's jumped in soon or too soon with a hunter and they've died, or is this kind of?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, the problem is because we did the tag team, I was always playing as Hunter. So every time we did practice games,
yeah.
I was always on Hunters and he was always on Dracula because we wanted to make both of us on our stronger roles even stronger.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have played some games where we've swapped, but not many, not recently.
Right. Okay.
And just because of time and things, I haven't been able to watch as many of Geo's commentaries as I would have liked to. I know he does find Hunters more difficult.
Yeah. It was just interesting as to find out whether that's. Has he done that? You said he did that when he obviously got killed by jumping on his Mina before, so it's more like, does he have that kind of, as we say in Scotland, caw canny and just wait until you get your ducks in a row? Jumping in too early has really been detrimental to this game.
Yep, that once move, like, what? I mean, we say one-on-ones are bad anyway, because of the Escapist Bat thing. I know Gyro talks about Escapist Bat a lot, rightly so. So, especially from Venice, Escapist Bat is pretty powerful, especially there's no wolf form, so wolf form could be used immediately afterwards. But also then you're considering it's Mina, who can be killed in two different ways. The minute she got mesmerized and she has no anti-fang item, you're just asking for trouble. I wouldn't go anywhere near a fight with Mina. Unless you have a planned ambush or an escape route or a holy circle, I wouldn't be going anywhere near Dracula with her. It's just asking for bad stuff to happen. I mean, you never know. You could end up doing 6-7 damage and escaping, but I don't think the risk is worth it. And I think we've kind of seen it pan out here.
And I think jumping on Drac, but then not being prepared to, that we always talk about in combat, what is each faction's idea? What do they want to do? Do they want to stay? Jumping on with and then trying to escape, which is what he did. He tried to escape, and that's when he got Mez. If he played Heavenly Host first round with Drac, he would have got the 4 off.
Right.
But then he tried to escape so you're jumping on kind of with an educated guess that he could be there, knowing that he's not in Valona. And then you just jump on, oh, there he is, and then you try to escape. It's pretty redundant because you kind of knew where he was, and you've done no damage to him, and you're now out of place. And I guess you might want to try and stake the Reckless, but that became academic because he died. So just keep Mina on 58.
Yeah, and just wait for Dracula to move off Venice.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because of the whole thing about Dracula wants to mesmerize Mina even more because of then the potential of getting, a bite in on her. So, and that's why if she's holding Heavenly Host, that's 2 ways she can get bitten. So it's really risky. I mean, do you play the Heavenly Host first round or second round? Maybe what you do is you play Punch first round. Dracula's then thinking, oh crap, if he's going to then try and escape from the combat, so I have to use my Mesmerize second, if you've got a second Mesmerize. So then that gives you a free Heavenly Host. And as soon as the Mesmerizers are gone, I mean, he could find you on the way out because he just wants to get some health back. and you'd be very unlucky if you play Heavenly Host then. But I think that's the way you have to try and do it. But as soon as she gets mesmerized, it's really tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Good use of newspaper reports to hold that.
Oh, another hide in Valona. Okay.
Yep. Van Helsing can get there, of course, but then... Oh wait, does Van Helsing must have horses, the fact he's got as far as Sarajevo. But then, what happens if this is bats, and this is then a vampire, then it matures? If it's fog...
Yeah, that's yeah, you're up against that, aren't you? The only thing about it is that Drax gone further east because he couldn't have gone from Valona to Athens. He'd run out of time. So he's done that and then gone 50, probably in Constanta, the coast.
Yes.
Dracula's over. And he's got Wolf in his back pocket again. But yeah, now that's a problem. It doesn't matter. It could be a new vampire. 3 points is going to win you the game. So you've got to go and check all this stuff now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh,
yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay. I mean, he could even be, if he's trying to be a little bit sneaky here, this is where maybe risk could come in, but he could be in Klausenberg now.
Yeah.
And is hoping then to maybe then, as all the hunters charge eastward, he sneaks in behind them and then Wolfram's back the other way. Goes through Munich again.
Yeah.
So you've got to be a little bit careful here as hunters that you don't overcommit too far into the east, but you have to kind of commit because you need to deal with this trail ASAP. I don't like that move very much.
Oh, there's the bats.
Oh, double vampire in Valona.
Is he going to get stuck in Valona? He's already got. Oh no, he's got the fangs taken, got the bite taken off him. But even so, that's rough.
Yeah, 2 night fights. That could be bad.
Would you check that with? I mean, if you check him now with Van Helsing, there's more damage taken, or do you leave it?
No, you know what you could do? Imagine if it's a vampire and fog. You don't ambush when Van Helsing walks in. You push Seward in at night and then fog, and then it means the vampire will mature, because the fog won't go away in time. Oh, never mind, it's a spy. Never mind. That's what we're doing.
Okay, well, that could be worse.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Sophia move, because Van Helsing has time to deal with it after dealing with Valona. Oh, he's ambushing with all this stuff.
Has he got? He has. Well, that's okay. Well, that's a little reprieve there from any danger.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he's ambushing there. At least just ambush with the spy and then wait for the night fight. Because it could be a night fight. He's down a weapon.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
Yeah, I think actually Hunter got a little bit fortunate here. That could have been way worse. I don't like Seward's move to Sofia very much because Van Helsing has time to deal with that. So just send Seward to Bucharest because you need to ascertain, has he gone Bucharest is now in Klausenberg? Or is he stuck on Black Sea coast?
I was going to say, when Godalming moved to 59, I would have put him in Ramina to do a psychic bond, just to rule out if he is in Klausenberg. Or indeed, he could have Sofia, could have gone 10, he could be in 6. You know, I mean, it'd be risky, but at least it rules it out where he is. But I would imagine the hide is gone. So he's gone Sofia, I would imagine 10, Constanta, or perhaps you say Klausenberg going back the way. But his movement is limited now.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
And the longer of a trail he puts down, the hunters will realise he's moving through the centre of all these hunters and is looking to try to then wolf form past again. The thing is, they still...
I mean, even...
Oh, on you go.
No, I was just going to say, even if they have got CG there and they've burnt 2 heavily hosts, the way the hunters are situated, although soon will get a bit moved now, the way their hunters were situated, you could still place it enough to herd Dracula into a hunter. And then all of a sudden that becomes difficult because they've got the fast horses now. All of a sudden it becomes a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 without anything getting placed down. So it's not saying that there is a level of complacency, which is just natural where you think, I mean, if you look at it now for what it was this time last week, you know, it's like, oh, this is great. They're dead. And it's still strong for Dracula. He's on 14 health with 11 IDS, or what do you call those? Dracula points. Let's just call them that.
Influence.
That's the one. That's the fellow. So, Yeah. It's so long since I played it. So yeah. Now this is now this is what you want to do now is a case of supply with the hunters. You've got a bit of leeway with the trail. The hide has been gone, so you know that. Let's assume with the one before the port is going to be a fog if you have it. Oh Jesus, not with that. And then yeah, you want to transit. If you can get a Rufus now while he's on the Black Sea.
Rufus is massive. Oh, I don't like that move.
No, unless you've got stuff to hand over, but
Van Helsing, unless Van Helsing's very unlucky, he should be able to deal with both of these encounters. I think here you have to play a little bit risky and keep one hunter east and move the 3 back. Because you've got a week to go, by the way. Dracula, I mean, you said a Rufus would be massive here. You know, you get sorted out around Marseille, Genoa. Dracula tries to be like, oh, I'll stop in Cagliari, wallop, and you get hit with suddenly then, you know, 3 hunters. You gotta be a little bit careful. I think, yeah, unless there's a trade that needs to happen, that's fine. If there's a trade, that's fine. But I think Van Helsing should be capable of dealing with these things himself.
Yeah. Varna's not an ambush. He can supply on these with his cut. He's got 3 events, so he may have something in there. There wasn't an ambush with Varna, so that could be a fog.
Could be a fog. Could be a fog in Constanta instead. We haven't seen any fogs yet, have we?
But yeah, I'd be like you. Yeah, if that's a fog and it triggers today, it will still... Van Helsing will still come out of it enough time to check Constanta. So yeah, the other 3 hunters... I guess, yeah, do a bit of supply because you don't want to leave East completely and then Dracula decides, I'll go 3 oceans, Adriatic, and go back into Baltica. So
yeah.
You want to keep them sort of equidistant. You know, Munich's always a good location. And
Mina
it's not a layer.
Mina has money trail, by the way.
Ah, grand. Okay. Oh, she revealed that. Oh, she has, yeah.
So not ideal. It's on the slowest hunter, but if they got Speedy Telegraph to combine with it, that'd be great. But it's just that they've just got it, right? So Dracula can't try to be sneaky. Oh, I'll go Adriatic, then wolf form into Baltica. They've got that card, and that will be able to eliminate a lot of locations quickly and tell the hunters where more or less to go.
Yeah, it's a shame he started in Black Sea because you know you can pretty much ascertain where the second one's going to be, and the third one's only between the 2. It's different if you left South Atlantic, like we were talking about in the game yesterday, and then he's going, you know, Munch would be great because you could go north, you could go south. Here with the Black Sea, obviously, you're only going one way. So, do you want to keep it and reveal it after the 3rd or the 4th? Because by then, you know where he's going to be after the 3rd. Yeah, I mean it's useful to have, obviously, but there's better times in the game. When you say that, I suppose we're coming to the, there's a week to go before the, and again that's the problem now. The week to go before, you don't need to worry about how many days do I need to land because it's just one will take it, or a vampire or a death. He's got to watch it. He doesn't land on Dracula again.
Yep. I understand why he's maybe delaying the search with Van Helsing, but at the same time, I think for efficiency's sake, you need to search this quicker and ascertain what those 2 encounters are, so that you can, if you need to backtrack with another hunter, you got time to do it. Seward and Godalming with horses have to get west. They have to get at least to Munich, so they're ready to go at a moment's notice. Get down to Marseille in another move if he suddenly realizes he's in Turinian. He can then suddenly swing in Hunter's favour. Just get those 2 hunters onto him, and that could be a dead Dracula.
Yeah, but not just to expedite movement, but also just get to a big city so you can supply and get the items you need. I mean, the economy's obviously screwed. That's 2 that Godalming's drawn a 1 on the horse, but sitting on a small town supplying doesn't do any favors unless you get a decent event. But you'd want to be on a
Why are you backtracking? Don't need to backtrack here. In my opinion, you don't need to backtrack.
No.
I think you have to play risky here a little bit. I mean, obviously, if Van Helsing dies somehow to these 2 encounters, then fair enough. But I think you need to send the 2 hunters with horses westward. You could hit Dracula really hard here. Godalming could have been in Milan by now, even with his 2 poor horse rolls. Okay, it's a fog. Is what it is.
Yeah, we knew that. It's a day one, so at least
Yeah.
been revealed as one is less there. But maybe move Godalming to Sophia to again rule out the Dracula doing the Adriatic Baltica. Maybe it's a deterrent for that because you might have thought Van Helsing's going to get delayed. I'll put Van Helsing. I'll put Godalming here. But yeah, I think you would just.
I think
Because
if
the
you
fast
do
horsing.
that, just don't move. Just stay in Zagreb and supply 2
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
That'd be better
yeah,
than
yeah,
moving and then having to move back
Yeah.
again.
Well, that's it. Yeah, he's moved one. Yeah, and it's the same distance from Valona, from 49 to 50 anyway. But
yeah, like this I like. This I like. Not as good as I thought it was going to be, but never mind. If that's the only ticket he's got, fair enough. Unless he wants to block the Adriatic in case he thinks there'll be some cheeky stuff going on.
The layer situation. I mean, he's got Valona's still a layer, and then you've got Barry and Naples are a layer. So, yeah, I mean, he could be tempted to do Adriatic and jump back in for the layers again. But
I guess it depends on how he enters. Because if he enters via the Adriatic, he's blocked in Black Sea and Ionian going to be on the trail for quite a while. If he goes from Ionian now into the lair in Valona and then rumors it, okay, but then what? You can't go to Athens because Ionian's on the trail, so you're going to be forced into Adriatic. And then you got still 2 hunters in the west who can sort of, block off that path later, right? So,
I'm wondering if Gio's thought was go to Sophia before it gets layered. Because Valona is also a layer. Maybe he thought cover off Baltica by not going to jump on and get hit. But I'm with you. I'm like, no, I would imagine at this stage of the game, Quincy's just going to play it safe and go Terranian, get as far as he can get. But now Sudamina are in good positions, but they could have had 3-on-1. Money trail.
I think especially because you've got the Speedy Telegraph and the money trail. Godalming should just sat in Zagreb. If you don't want to move him further west, okay, I completely respect that decision. Just keep him in Zagreb.
Yeah.
Just get two more supplies. That's 2 more events he has, which he wouldn't have had. And then if he suddenly rises in Adriatic, then you go back to Sofia, right? You could go to Sofia today. Rather than moving 2 turns to Sofia and basically get nothing out of it. Maybe a trade with Seward, but that was it. That wasn't worth it at all.
And now, even with a fast horse race, he's only going to get to 59. Whereas if he stayed in Sarajevo, he could have got up to Munich.
Right. Or if he's in Zagreb, he could have got all the way to as far as Milan, right? So if we end up in a couple of days' time that Godalming is 1 fast horse move away from where Dracula's current location is for a fight, it was because of this movement.
Yeah. Don't go to Constanta. You won't check that, surely. You might. Don't call me Shirley.
At least... Oh, that was Sud moving. Okay, I thought it was Godalming.
Oh,
okay.
Right, okay.
I'd probably prefer him to go to Marseille. But it's okay. I don't mind that. Godalming's moving 2. That's good.
Yeah.
Nope, he's going to Constanta.
No. Oh. No, because Van Helsing would have been able... And he's supplying, he could have just dealt with that easily enough.
I mean, I guess the only way would be... I mean, this is a hindsight play, but if Godalming has a stake, and he can deal with a vampire here, and Van Helsing does not have a stake, then it was the right decision to backtrack. But I personally think it's giving too much tempo to it. But I guess then if you lose the game, you lose the game. So you want to save the game, I suppose. If Godalming has charted carriage to get back out, it's okay. It could be a lot worse. I would have at least supplied with... I would have supplied with Van Helsing before moving Godalming, because then you would know what item you have, and that would make a difference. Maybe it's a stake problem. There are 2 stakes around.
Only 2 discarded.
Oh no, now you're doing day trading. General, you don't want to do day trades unless it's going to affect an upcoming combat. Or unless you need to... This could be a
heroic leap onto Seward or a forewarned if Drac's going to land in Cagliari.
Right, that's also another problem. Then why don't you just do the trade at night? Unless it's trading
Yeah.
something off Sewer that then gets given to Mina. Okay?
Mhm.
Right. Okay. If Van Helsing did not have a stake, but then if Van Helsing has a stake, then you surely don't do that
Why would you not
unfortunately.
ambush his reckless? He could have won with 2 bites.
He
Why
could
would you
have.
not?
Yeah, he could have. Yeah. I guess he maybe
Or
hoped
even
they
even
didn't have
get 1
stake and
times off.
bait them into a
You know,
night fight.
it's yeah, but it's like we were talking about that yesterday. If you've got reckless, knowing what their power is, you ambush regardless. And then, especially with 11 health, I mean, 11, one even get 1 bite off. That's you on 12.
Right, so then
It just
Vampire
makes it
Lair
a
is
bit.
useless. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the trail's cleared. All they've got to do now is focus on his location. You've got 4 nights effectively, well 5, let's say, up to Monday night before he wins effectively. So 5 days to sort yourself out.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so if I was playing this game, I would have lost because I would have not moved Godalming there. The fact it was a reckless vampire, Gio made the correct decision to go there. I get. Hmm. Is there any way you could have done that more efficiently?
Mina's now got hypnosis. Well, that's handy.
That is handy.
It's
Problem she
good.
hasn't
I
got
mean,
she
it's
hasn't got
handy in as
she,
much
she hasn't got
as
flexible movement. That's the issue.
yeah. I mean, it's handy. I mean, Drac has to go another 3 oceans for hypnosis to really be worth it because if he
Yes.
lands the next move, he's landed from the Med. If it's a follow, it's in Atlantic. So he has to get to North Atlantic to then, but then she can still use it and find out where he is. So
Well, Mediterranean wouldn't be too bad because a Wolfhorn from Mediterranean is still pretty deadly. There's 3 regions you could hit, so being able to hypnosis would be great. Not good here. Oh, he's still moving.
okay, that rules out Cagliari.
Yes.
And it's another ocean away. I mean, look at Van Helsing and Godalming.
Yeah,
They're going to be academic to this.
unless it's only a chartered carriage on Godalming.
Yeah.
But he's down an item, so even if he does catch up, he's not going to be as powerful.
No renewed. Well, we assume there's no renewed vigor.
No, probably wouldn't play it now anyway. The problem is
Not
Mina
now,
has
no,
no
no.
horses, right? So Mina's not the one to worry about. Seward's the problematic one. He hasn't. Seward's still down an item.
Yeah, and an event. Right. Okay.
Oh, problem is
Maximum power.
by supplying like that, you're just encouraging Dracula to go to Iberia, unless it's on a consecrated ground. He's able to
Yeah,
trap him, but then even then,
yeah.
I don't know if the hunters will be close enough to even capitalize off a good. Consecrated grounds will be rubbish anyway because there are 2 heavenly hosts in the discard pile.
Yeah, and we saw in yesterday's game that the heavily, CG was played in Madrid, or in Iberia rather, but Drac was already on the coast, so it didn't have any real effect on it.
Yep. I think even if you do find he's in Iberia, I mean, my argument would be so what? I think you have enough time to go into Madrid, Cardiff, feed, and then just run out the clock.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, land, yeah.
So at this stage, and chat, so I'm not on you. I know what the chat say. At what point then do you pull the trigger and start doing night supplies? Is now, or do you risk it that you could give him? Oh, you do a night supply now. He gets unearthly swiftness or dark returns, and it's over anyway. Once he gets to the Monday kind of thing, because he's going to get 3 regardless. So,
I mean, it's still not. It's still not clear.
Critical.
I don't think. Is it critical? If you've got a chartered carriage, if you've got Revigor chartered carriage sense of emergency, you could get Mina and Seward into Iberia and into Madrid. So maybe you don't do it right now. But if you don't, I think it's too late then.
Yeah.
I guess it depends. It all depends on what. All depends on what the hunters have. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events we don't know. Ugh, that's not the most promising, but you never know. You might end up top decking some good stuff.
And again, from day 3 or 4, yeah, the hunters haven't been supplying as efficiently as they could be, and 45 event cards are still there. So you'd be, as Dracula, I'd be thinking they haven't really drawn too many strong cards at this stage.
No.
You've got nothing to base that on because the cards are shuffled randomly anyway, but you'd be more inclined to think, right, 45, wow, there's more chance of renewed vigors, CG all being still in there than if you're down at 30.
Yep. And even if they do have the renewed vigor, well, then they're not going to have the forewarned for a fog or bats or yeah. I think that's the thing. 9 health is kind of precarious. If you get into a 2-on-1, you could die to that. It has to be a very, very strong 2-on-1 from the hunters.
And the fog's been burnt in Varna, so you'd have to expect when he lands, or he is going to use it before if he lands in Iberia, he would use the fog if he has one on a port before he leaves, just to delay hunters again. So you want to make sure that whoever's going in first is going to have the forewarned effectively. But then, yeah, I mean, I think fortuitously, the way the hunters are positioned, there's not going to be the risk of 4 going into Iberia because they just won't get there in time.
No.
So it's only going to be 2-on-1, which is enough. They've just got to make sure that they work out how they're going to get there.
Right, and that's the problem. So, like, in order for even a 2-on-1 to work, you need renewed vigor, chartered carriage, and sense of emergency, and horses to cooperate potentially. No, you don't. Nope, you don't need horses to cooperate. And then, even if you do have all that, well, it depends on what you put in Madrid. You could potentially put a spy that makes things harder. Fog later, if they might not have the forewarned. Yeah, I mean, as much as it was necessary to kill that vampire in Constanta, I'm worried the hunters have just lost too much time. Seward moved forward for no reason. I think once Van Helsing had dealt with Valona, he had to backtrack. Yeah, Seward went on to... I don't think... Did you have to move all the hunters in? Maybe to get him out of the east quickly, maybe.
Unless he had one of the hunters with holding 2 fast horses, which he had to move around. I don't know what point they all started using them. Seward got his relatively quick because when he got fanged, he revealed the fast horse. Which you have to assume he must have got sooner because he hadn't used fast horse to get all the way to Genoa. It was only in Munich that he revealed it. So,
right.
I guess if Mina's got sense of emergency as well.
I mean, as Dracula here, I wouldn't be playing sneaky. I'd be going as far away as possible. I mean, you're not even under threat from a consecrated ground like nuke here, so you could go to Granada if you really wanted to. Yeah, you could get CG'd in Cadiz and you push backwards a little bit, but I think it's okay. The hunters are so far away. I don't think there's not a major threat here. No more hide scouts either.
I think I may have been tempted to have put Seward to Marseille, moved Mina to Marseille, do a psychic bond on Gallia, just to rule out, he hadn't gone there, because he may have tried that where, albeit rule form, you've only got 54, so he ruled out 54 to lose by landing there. But now Mina's hypnosis is academic, or I guess you're going to assume he's in Iberia, but then if he goes back to sea and doesn't land until the Monday and there's no vampire, he's going to win anyway. So it's about when do you use those cards just to, prove or work out that he's there. He could have done the rule form at 60 and thought, I'll try and go past them that way, which again is risky. I think Quincy will just play it conservatively and go to Spain, go to Iberia, put down your trail again, stay on the coast, run down the time, and then either move once, or if you have to go to sea, fair enough, but then you just land once and that's it anyway.
Yeah, you don't want a situation here where you've gone into Zurich and then you're having to move now into Strasbourg or into Nuremberg. Godalming could jump onto Nuremberg, Van Helsing can get to either, Seward could have got to either, Mina could rail up, and then suddenly you're in a 3-on-1. Just play safe, go to Iberia, don't try to do everything. You have to assess the hunter position. 2 of them are out of position. The other 2 could get onto you, but they're going to need very strong event combinations to do it. You play the probability odds and just go as far away as possible. Now you just head onto the coast. This is kind of what happened in the game between Lanchnet and Andrezot last night, where Drac was able to get out of Madrid onto the coast, and now Hunters literally cannot do anything right now. Unless Seward magically uses sense of emergency and gets into a really good fight and kills Dracula, or hurts him so much that he cannot go to sea. That's the only way here I could see it. You need a massive swing here to make this work.
Yeah. You need a forewarned on Seward. Drac tries to ambush with a fog. That goes. Then you need a heroic leap on Seward. Take him down to 5 health. Thought there's a bat, so you've got forewarned.
Yep.
Nope.
Very good use of bats. That makes perfect. Especially that really sort of nullifies risk from renewed vigor as well. So yeah, that makes perfect sense there.
Yeah.
Draco could even stay on land now if he really wanted to, because Seward's kind of out of commission for a little bit.
Yeah, he could.
He doesn't have to go to sea right now.
Yeah, it's been tough for the Hunters.
Yeah, that Mina death just screwed up everything.
The Mina death, and then I think there was a little bit of brain haze in between when there was like Godalming and Mina on Rome for a while, then Godalming going to Sofia, which we see, there's a couple of movements where he could have been in a better position now. As you said, had he gotten, again, it's all hindsight, but we still have to address it. Had he just left that and got Godalming moving and had good horses, he could then have had Seward and Godalming both on the coast, of Spain, where Dracula now lands, but you potentially got 2 hunters that can jump on him with fast horses.
Right.
Much harder position.
And Van Helsing might have been able to deal with the vampire if he drew another stake or got planned ambush, heavenly host. I mean, it's possible he could have killed it solo. It'd be harder, obviously, and with more pressure. If you get there quickly enough.
Well, you're right. It's the point you made, and that's the thing about it. That's the thing with the game. It's the decisions that you make that are pivotal in whether you win or lose this. Because, as you said, you think you'd have lost this game because you would have left. If Van Helsing doesn't kill it, then he wins anyway. And then does the actual movement make any difference? Because he'd win while he's at sea, regardless. Yeah. So it's that 50-50 of, would Van Helsing manage to kill a Reckless? I mean, you just don't know. But yeah, that's the position that as a Dracula player, you want to put the hunters in, where you're giving them choices that they can't ignore, or you give them a choice where it's either one or the other. Like Errol's good at this. He's good at, as hunters, he'll either decide, right, fuck the trail, I'm just going to go and take Dracula out. And as we said, he will commit one way or the other, and he'll take the risk that, as he said to me once, I said, what's your success rate like with that? He goes, 50-50. So if you're willing to put those stakes down, excuse the pun, but you say, right, you know what, if we can try and catch him in time. I think it's been different this scenario because he's been at sea, so you're not going to be able to catch him anyway. Had you landed and various others, but yeah, you commit to one or the other and then follow it through, because now that's a Sunday, Monday, and then he's just going to land now. So that'll be a GG, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have to go to sea here. I mean, there's a risk of chartered carriages and stuff, so he wants to play it really safe. That's fine. I respect that. It's GG. Geo knows it. I think you're right. I think, even I said I would have lost the game sooner, because I wouldn't have sent Godalming over there. But I think then you'd end up in a situation like we are now, where he dealt with the vampire, but so what? The hunters were not positioned in a way. Unless you're sitting there and you know full well that you've got double sense of emergency, double chartered carriages, renewed vigors ready to go, so you can close that gap really quickly. I just think you just say, sod it, I'm not going to deal with this vampire. Whatever's in Constanta. If it's a vampire, then tough. I think I lose anyway. The only other way you win is Dracula royally screws up and tries to be really sneaky in wolf forms beside 2 hunters. And you get caught. That's the only way then that Dracula loses. But if Dracula just plays the really safe play like this, you're completely safe.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't risk, for performance reviews or ratings, you wouldn't risk making it more exciting. If you can finish the game, you finish the game.
Yeah, spot on.
Which he has. He's played Quincy's played Drac, so yeah, it looks like Drac's going to win, which is I'm happy with that. And this obviously helps Quincy now. He's with his position in the table.
Yep. Yep. Doesn't help me out.
Gio's doesn't help you. No. Gio
Nope.
needs to be a bit more wary before he jumps in, especially when he said, "Oh, mean it again." If it's happened before and you do that, the same action. Although, do you know, I can't remember. I want to say Spencer, but it may have. I mean, it could have been any other. But I think it was. He used to. I think there was a time that he would have too heavily host on Mina, and I think it was. There is somebody that used to do that, and it was a case of, oh, right, well, he'd throw heavily down the first one. Oh, damn it! Then you try and host, try and mesmer, and he'd throw a second one down, and you'd be like,
yep. Pizza.
Was it? I'm sure it was.
I think it was Mr. Green
Pizza
also
was
did it in this league. Mr. Green did it in a game. I think there was definitely somebody who did that.
Yeah, Mina was like that. Was all of a sudden Mina was like she was dangerous because if you didn't have fangs drawn, like all of a sudden Mina becomes OP because she throws down, does 8 damage, then escapes, or she does 8 damage. Even if she dies, she's done 8 damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's worth it. If you, or even if Dracula somehow manages to like mesmerize, fine. Yeah, but you've done 6 net damage rather than just only netting 2 damage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only good thing, if you think about it from the Hunter's perspective, the only good thing for Hunters here is that Dracula is only going to win with 5 health because he's taking so much seed damage. This could have been way worse. The fact that they've never gone to combat with Dracula. This could have been way worse for the Hunters. Dracula didn't feed along the way. I would have probably taken advantage of one turn to feed in wherever the port was, but didn't do it. So that's the only good thing you can say from like a Hunter perspective, that the defeat will be fairly minimal. But we were talking about it before, that the league is so close. You need the wins are the most important thing. IDS is almost irrelevant at this point, I think, because I think, well, I don't know, medium buckle is actually pretty close between everybody in the middle, so that might actually make a difference too. But you need the wins, right? This is now putting Quincy firmly inside the sort of middle of the table, like the knockout, qualifiers. Gio is going to be potentially, even if he wins the reverse match, is going to be outside the top 12 going into phase 4, which is not what you want to be. That's not where you want to be in. Oh, that's just salt in the wounds. That is. Good God.
Oh God, yeah. Imagine drawing that in the Ionian. Be a different game.
Or even Black Sea. That is just a different game because Dracula would be so low on health. You'd have to risk a feed somewhere, and it'd be trouble. Wow, that's very unfortunate.
I think you're right. I probably would have fed before. But Drac wouldn't. Although it's kind of Quincy's doing what we said. He's been caught before in games by staying too long. So I think he's thought, right, let's not be risky. Just do what I need to do. The thing is, he can't land now and then feed because as soon as he lands, he'll win. So he just needs to. But yeah, at this stage, look, you can have great ideas, but if you keep losing games, then it doesn't make any difference. You've got to win the game, and the IDS is an added bonus.
Especially in this point of the league where you're playing against people who are of a similar ranking to you. So it's not just the case that you're winning, and the person who is potentially level with you at the table is losing now. So it's massive. I mean, there's still another phase to go, so it's not as if, it's not the end of the world. Gio can recover and win 4-0 second phase, and then suddenly, get into the top 12, but you want to be inside the top 12 going into phase 4, not outside it, because you just got more work to do and it's slightly out of your hands. You need people above you to slip up, which is potentially not going to happen. So yeah, we're going to have a reverse. People who are just tuning in to watch this, there's going to be a reverse match of this. I assume they're going to take a little break. I'm ready to start immediately, so I'm ready to go. The live stream's all set up. I'll just have to click go. We'll hop across there. I don't know how long they'll need.
Yeah, I can stay on with you if you want me to do a back-to-back.
Okay, do you, I mean, I don't know what you said at the beginning. Were you going to go out to have food, or you've already got food?
No, I got food with Kieran, so I'm just still in the hotel, so...
Okay.
I'll go later on. Let all the crowds disperse, because absolutely, you can imagine, it's absolutely fucking rammed here now.
I can imagine. GG, well played, Quincy Morris. That's a Dracula win. Another Dracula win.
Yes.
Dracula, there was a point right before yesterday where the Hunters were actually in the lead for win rate, but now it's swung back in Dracula's favor.
Okay.
But only just. It's going to be very marginal again. GG. So yeah, good game. No worries, Gyro. You're most welcome. As I said, yeah, there's another live stream starting up momentarily, so if we all just hop across onto that link, and then if they need a break, I can write stuff in the chat to say how many minutes will be and whatever.
Oh, I should say actually, with those that are in the chat, if anybody there wants to co-commentate with Scott, so I just jumped on there. But if anybody else is wanting to do it with Scott Sod, just mention it now. I'm happy to relinquish that if they want to come on. But if not, then I'm happy to do another one with you.
Alright, that's fine. Or we can do as a three. I don't know if Gyro's free, or I know Andrazot was in the chat. If Andrazot, if you want to commentate, feel free to join. Yeah, I'll happily do it again with you, Roscoe. If you want to take a break and someone else does it, I do not mind. I'm very easy.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, just see. I'll start. Oh, that's that same game. Yeah, I'll sign off now. Message me when they're playing, and I'll jump on again, and we'll see what is it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll let you know. Thanks, Roscoe.
Grand. Thanks, guys. Cheers now. Bye bye.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be sort of tough to analyze that from Geo's perspective. But yeah, it looks like Geo had no good events. So we're saying here, no renewed vigor, no planned ambush, no sense of emergency, no forewarned. Only one forewarned, but at the end, no charted carriage. Detected reshuffle. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so hard, right? When you, I think that's the problem. If you suddenly, as commentators, the first week's not very interesting, unless Dracula gets discovered very quickly. But especially as hunters, you've got a lot to do because you have to work out very, very quickly based upon the stuff you are supplying, both items and events. What is it you're going to be capable of doing, or what you're not going to be capable of doing? And that's really important. So if I'm a hunter and I'm realizing really, really quickly I do not have fast horses, right, then you got to make a critical decision like we talked about earlier. If you suddenly realize, I have fast horses, I've got the horse economy, I've got items, and they're well distributed, but I have no big events, you're going to maybe then think, okay, I'm going to have to play really carefully here because I haven't got a lot of catch-up potential. Because that's the thing, you can use renewed vigor and charted carriages and things to really, speed across the map and close distance very fast. So you need to bear that in mind, and maybe you're going to have to hold back a couple of hunters just to keep supplying to try and find those big events, because otherwise the game becomes very difficult, especially when you give up so many points early. If Dracula had only got, even if it was just the Reckless Vampire mature, but then I think Mina could have dealt with it. So I think that's the problem. It was one of these situations where the hunters end up giving up 11 points really early, but really 10 of them were preventable. And it sounds weird, but the 3 points of Mina dying were probably way more critical than the 7 from the vampire. You can recover from 7 points down. It's not easy, but you can. But the minute you just get that 3-4 points more, it becomes extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. 23 days. Yep. Nice problem. So yeah, I'll close down this stream, and I will then start the new one. If the game doesn't start immediately, I'll write stuff in chat. Okay. Thank you for watching, everybody, either in the live stream or if you're watching this after the fact. I know there weren't many people in the live stream. I think just because of the timing, it didn't work out for a lot of people. That's fine. I know you can watch it back afterwards. Take care, folks. You're all amazing. See you in another one very soon. Bye bye.